Video number 2 for today. Wow. I was on my last upload. After it uploaded, I was just having a smoke and watching the crowd, and I was going, should I review it for my performance? And I realized, oh shit, I'm playing football again. I really am. The tactics, strategy, the hypercritical nature of, you have to be hypercritical of your performance, their performance. By the time I was 16 years old, I was already living with my coach by then, Jack Lamar Lewis, because I had left the situation which my brother Charlie Kruger, 49ers, had clearly been using me in his home in Belmont, California, as a buffer between him and a wife who was tired of his shit. And I had been kicked out of school in Texas at age 15, just before I turned 16, for my work in the free speech and civil rights movement. So, around the end of June, Jack calls me up and says, hey, why don't you come out and live with me and my wife? My son's off to college, and come play ball for me. He needed me. That's what it really was. He knew he couldn't get a winning team without me. So at 16, we had one of them 16 millimeter black and white game film, the slow-mo, total motion, freeze frame projectors at the house. He would go to right after the game. He was still picking them up. I actually think that's part of his. I can't remember because I was busy after the games. He'd take the films to Greyhound, ship them to a processor he knew in Willits. Actually, yeah, that's where he was at. Because, see, we players would go out partying after a game, and I didn't go home till midnight or so. Because the next day's Saturday. This is when we were being, it would take about a day or so even for the videotape to air on local cable. This is some of the first broadcast, high school football games in the history of America. And that's where he must have been while I was out partying with the guys. You take the films, because the nearest Greyhound don't stop anywhere near. It's not permitted to, because you have to have a city and county permit. You had to drive all the way to San Francisco, put the films on a Greyhound for immediate shipment to a film processor, I think up in Willits, where he had previously coached. And then Saturday or so, he'd go and pick them up and shit, and I'd actually have first shot of them. I'd go, no, I'll just wait until with the rest of the guys. And so I grew up, when you play ball, you do any kind of performance stuff, it's theater. This is the theater of athletics. Let's put it that way. You have to watch your opponents, your competition's films. Slow-mo, freeze frame, all that stuff. You have to analyze, you have to watch a lot of film. That's what I'm doing now, is I'm watching myself too much. I'm not watching the opposition. I watched you, hobo shit stain, and you're not worth wasting another fucking frame on. I spent all of 30 seconds on, after they'd already commented a couple times on my channel, but the Hold for Review had caught them and stuff. I watched less than 30 seconds of any yard buzzards, as in rail yard buzzards, hobos hanging around. I really don't need to watch my opponent's films. And I'm sick of watching my own films. I have to do that to see if I'm showing signs of that speech defect that both myself and Hugh Laurie have from blunt trauma. I think he was like a rugger, you know. Okay, definition. A rugby player when he was young. You know, Hugh Laurie was an athlete and probably badass. He's actually the only guy I've ever seen. He actually picked for the House MD. He picked the same cane that I picked out. That's 30, 50, 3 years ago. The one cane of all the canes on the market, it had a plastic handle, and looking back, it was already available in wood, but wood tended to break. The only real load-bearing cane that you can use, because I can tell whether you're using that cane just to balance or you have to bear a load like he's pretending to. Hugh Laurie is a good actor because he does it right. You'll see him, it's the cane that has a little bit of the handle and then the shaft and then a little bit of curved handle. Not those stupid, you cannot possibly take those ones that got that curved handle. Oh my God, no. Can't use it to bear weight. They're good for fighting, the Chinese style fighting, but they're fucking just destroy your hand. And that being able to wrap your first digit and your thumb around that little bit at the first before the cane gives you the control, because when you're load bearing on a cane, Hugh Laurie and House MD fans, that cane must hit the ground right where the ball of your foot hits when you're moving. I am a very perspicacious and observant people who spent my life observing things. And I'm probably the only one of you ever noticed that he uses the only cane that you can absolutely control to the millimeter where the hell it's going. So, I'm tired of playing football. I think I'm maybe tired of playing with you, hello shit stain. I may just take my ball and go home. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.